Tyrese put out a post
Yeah.
saying that his Super Bowl plans were effed because of a power outage. So he's gonna get at him. And then he said that him and his lady
Zelly.
broke up off some bullshit,
That's what he
which
said.
was which was that she was upset that there were too many songs about his ex on his upcoming album.
Interesting. Yeah, I saw that. I thought this was an interesting one, especially since one half of us makes music. So,
That would be me.
yeah,
It is I.
yeah.
I see.
So I figured, you'd probably have something to say about this.
It's challenging being in a relationship and making music that is introspective or very
Mhm.
personal. I've been there before. I have been in arguments with significant others before because of music that I've put out.
Mhm.
Um, it it's challenging. I think anyone who dates an artist has to understand certain things, um, especially with the type. And you got to know the type of artist you're dating, right?
Mhm.
If you date someone who makes drill music, you know, you know, there's certain kind of music they're putting out,
Mhm.
and then your life will be affected by such, right? Same thing. If you date an R&B singer, right? For example, Usher's wife knows Usher's gonna be hugging on other women. Usher's gonna be shirtless. There's certain things that Usher's gonna do. She has to understand that.
Congratulations to Usher, by the way. Usher just got married in the last 24 hours. Or
That's
in the
why
last 48 to 72 hours, I should say.
he got married a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
Yes.
the license was filed on the 8th, I think. So,
So Usher's wife has to understand those things. The same is true of Tyrese, significant other.
okay.
Wait. Oh, I thought he was about to jump in.
No, I said okay. I leaned in to
Oh,
listen.
yeah. Now, once you leaned in, I thought something was coming. So I was like, wait,
No,
hold
I
on,
have
hold on,
questions,
hold on, hold
but
on.
I'm yeah, I have questions, but I'm waiting.
So, um, that's number one. Number two, let's get a little deeper into who is Tyrese. Tyrese is an R&B singer. R&B singers often sing about love, sex,
Loss
exes,
of love. Yeah.
loss of love. This is kind of
Mhm.
normal for an R&B act. Now,
And his
honest,
relationship didn't end that long ago, if I'm not mistaken.
right? He hasn't put out an album since,
Yeah.
so that's not unnatural. Now,
No.
I do think also, and then I have another. I'm going to show the other side of the coin. I'm going to speak as from the artist perspective because I know I'm talking a lot about the significant other. I want to be fair here. I do think also you have to be able to communicate with your ex, not your ex, excuse me, with your significant other, who's
Mhm.
the artist, right? And let them know, hey, I know what you do. There's some things I may not be comfortable with, and we discuss them, right?
Mhm.
Because you might not like everything. And then the last thing I'm gonna say is we haven't heard Tyrese album yet. We don't know specifically that he's talking about his ex. A lot of times when people make music,
Didn't he say, didn't his
well,
statement
he
say,
ended the post with saying, "What the fuck does that even mean?" And that's what makes me say this last part
okay.
because sometimes when we listen to music, we interpret it as one thing ourselves, right?
Mhm.
Like I could make a song today about a past relationship. You don't
Mhm.
know when that past relationship was.
Mhm.
You only know what I'm saying on the song, right?
Okay.
So unless I said, I was about to put the phone up, I don't know why, but unless I say on the mic, back in 2016, blah, 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 then you don't really know when this ex is from. I could be speaking about my ex from high school. I could be speaking about a little bit of every ex and putting it together to sound like one song. Artists do stuff like this.
But okay, you're
I'm going to
not
get
done.
to Tyrese in a second. Yeah, I'm going to get to
Go
Tyrese.
ahead.
If you have a
Because
question about that part, go ahead.
well, Because I'm just thinking, if someone puts identifiable details in their music, and identifiable maybe not by the masses, but identifiable by the person you are with,
Mhm.
then I would think that it is open up to question, right? Because I'm assuming not everybody is vague. And I don't know, like you said, we don't know
Yeah, some of us are more specific than others.
what
Yes.
what Tyrese says on his album. We haven't heard it yet. But I'm just thinking to myself, and I'm not saying that I agree, disagree, or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, what if the music Tyrese is making is very specific to and unique to his relationship with his ex-wife, and that's clear to his current partner because she knows the story.
Okay.
I'm just asking because I think that could exist too, right? Like if she
Absolutely.
is aware of what happened in his past, then and he starts going into specific details about it, then perhaps that raises a an eyebrow when
Sure.
she hears it. And I don't, again, not agreeing or disagreeing, just kind of throwing that out there
And
as
that's a valid question.
a possibility.
Yeah, yeah, that's a valid question. But then there's discussions that need to happen if that makes you uncomfortable. And my question would be, well, why does it make you uncomfortable? She's no longer here.
Hmm.
I would imagine some of these songs are about you and our current love. So, what's too many? How many songs am I allowed to make about my last relationship when my fans haven't had music about it? I think there's a lot of gray area,
Hmm.
which leads me to the artist.
Yeah.
As an artist, you need to be clear when you communicate with your current partner. Hey, this is what I'm about to do. I'm about to go at such and such. Even if it's a beef, right? Like you don't want to
Mhm.
be in Walmart and get snuffed by a random person. Why'd you get snuffed? Oh, because your man keep making music about my man. Oh man, he didn't even tell me he was doing that. He just dropped a single dissing Dash. Why would he do that, right? Giving different examples on purpose. Now, I think as an artist, there's a few things you have to consider. Number one, the partner you're picking. This is very important. The
Mhm.
partner you're picking has to be able to deal with whatever it is that you do for a living,
Mhm.
right? If I'm with someone who has to work for 48 hours straight every week, for 48 hours straight, they're gone. They don't exist in the world. They're at their firehouse job. I got to deal with that. I can't be mad at them. Yeah, but why you got to be at the firehouse for 48 hours though? You can't like leave after 30. It sucks that we can't sleep in the same bed together every night. I got to know this is what is going on. As the
Okay.
person in the firehouse job, you can't be with just anybody. I'm sorry. You
I
have
agree with that.
you
That
have
is
to make
absolutely
sure
true.
the person you pick is okay with this. It goes no different for the R&B acts who are trying to be sex symbols and shirtless with six packs
No,
dancing
it's
on
different.
women hugging them like this at the Super Bowl.
It's different.
It's the same thing.
It's not the
You
same
have to
thing.
be able It's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing, and here's why. Here's why. Your
I'm saying as the
firehouse.
artist. I'm talking about the artist side.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying as an artist, you have to be able to pick a significant other who's cool with the things you have going on. Again, Usher gotta be with a if Usher's with a woman who don't want
I
him
agree with that.
dancing
Absolutely.
shirtless and hugging on women at the Super Bowl, if he go home and gotta deal with an argument about why you hugging that bitch at the Super Bowl though? Why you ain't have me on
Yeah,
stage
that to
so
me,
you could hug me?
that's silly, and I agree with you that
But
if
so
it,
Usher
you
has to pick
people
a
you can't.
person. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say you can't. I agree. You can't be with someone who has a high profile lifestyle, someone who is a man who's fawned on by women and men and whoever a
Whoever.
lot, or a man who, like I said yesterday, plays it up for the sake of the performance.
Right.
No, it's not gonna be when we're talking about that, also making music about experiences that they've had, yes, you have to be able to accept that. I just wonder, is there ever a time, and maybe this is what this woman is thinking, I don't know, and I'm just asking questions because I think that there are multiple sides to this. And that's why I said I'm not giving a real opinion, because I agree with you about that. I think you have to have a tough skin when you're with someone like that. And I think you have to be able to separate what's real and what's not. But that was going to be my next question. Is real and what's not real always separated? And I wonder if Tyrese had a very, I mean, I didn't know much about his wife, but he was very public about his breakup. He was
Yep.
very, very public about being torn up about his breakup. He was
Yep.
very public about wanting to get back together with his wife. So that makes me wonder
I
if
thought the
there is
wife
a
wanted to
world.
get back with him, but he didn't want to get back with the wife. Am I getting confused?
I thought he wanted to get back with the wife and the wife didn't want to get
Is that
back with
not
him.
the ex that recently came out and was talking about how she regrets it and wants to be back with Tyrese?
She said that?
Yeah, I think unless it's too. See, this is why I don't do the gossip stuff because I get lost.
I
I
don't
don't
know,
even know. Point.
but
Go
even
ahead. The
if that
point is, it
happened
was all very
now,
public.
I'm talking about what happened then, and I was under the, because I remember him saying, "Oh, he's trying to get his girl back." Like, he was very public about that. Maybe I'm wrong, and I could look into it. But that being said, if that is how the story went, at least up to that point, and you get with this man, and he seems okay, but then he starts working on an album, and he seems like he's not over it. Because even with people who don't make music, you could run into a situation where you get with somebody who seems like they're over something, even though they're not. And then
Sure.
later on and deeper into the relationship, you realize that, oh shit, this person is not over their ex. So I wonder if that's where it comes from. And maybe it doesn't. Maybe she's just, listen, she hasn't been with the man very long. He's working on music now, and again, this is something that you kind of have to either be akin to already, or you have to learn how to be okay with it, or just be okay with it. And perhaps this is new territory for their relationship, but I just wonder, as public as he was about the way he was with, and there's also that element too, where it's like, is she thinking, wow, he was so public about that. He's pretty public about me and him, and now he's about to come on with this album. Am I going to be embarrassed by this? And again, you gotta be able to eat that. But my biggest thing is Tyrese really over his ex-wife? I don't know. I don't know. But I wonder if that's part of this, that's a piece of this conversation that might be missing.
Well, that's why I wanted to get on the artist side too, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the onus is going to be seemingly on her, but I think the artist has some responsibilities as well. I
Mm-hmm.
think you got to communicate with your person and say, "Hey, listen, this is what I'm about to do."
Mm-hmm.
Usher got a wife; he got to let his wife know, "Hey, Alicia Keys going to be on the stage. I'm going to be hugging on Alicia Keys.
Right.
I got to keep it real." Does your person need to know every finite, minute detail? No. Oh, we got to wrap up. No, but there has to be communication. As
Mm-hmm.
an artist, you also need to have a level of discernment. You need to know, hey, I'm with someone. I need to think about what I'm going to say on this music that's
Right.
coming out. Yes, my fans have an expectation. Yes, there are things that I want to speak about, but you
Mm-hmm.
got to know your person and say, is making this music going to destroy my relationship? One. Two, how much do I care about it ruining my relationship? Right? I could make a song that has nothing to do with relationships, but maybe I make a political record, right? If I make a political record that now got people marching outside the house, You know,
Yeah.
people are now with picket signs outside, and you got to come home every day to people throwing stuff at you. That might break our relationship. I don't know. But I got to think about that, and how much do I care? Am I that passionate about what I want to say as an artist,
Mm-hmm.
that I say to myself, if my relationship falters because of it, oh well. You
Mm-hmm.
got to ask yourself those questions as an artist, because it's not just about breakups and details. It could be something totally different. It could be, like I said, let's use the example of the drill artist. If a drill artist is saying on every song, yo, it's on site, it's on site. Well, you got to be ready for the fact that, hey, stuff is
It's
going to
on
happen.
site. Yep.
It's on site. So if you're the artist, you got to think about your significant other. You saying as the artist, it's on site. When I see Mufasa, it's on. Well, now you got to think about what happens to your lady if your lady see Mufasa, because
Right.
Mufasa might slap the taste out your lady's mouth. And you got to ask yourself, hey, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, when you do certain things as an artist, there are repercussions, there are consequences, and there will be a reaction from the public. You got to be ready for that, but you also have to consider, how does this affect my family, my significant other, etc. If I
Agree.
make a song that says, man, I love buying pussy, man, I love sex workers, they're great, that's all I want to do for the rest of my life, and I go make the sex workers anthem, yeah, my teenage daughter might be affected by that. Yes, it's possible. Yeah, my teenage daughter might be affected by the I Buy Pussy anthem. Yes. By the way, my new album is in stores. Buy the pussy. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
All
Just
right.
kidding. But
Okay.
those are the things, I'm being silly, but those are the things you have to consider. If you have a significant other, you, as the artist, you also have to consider these things. You might even want to
Agree.
play it for them. Hey, listen, I'm about to
Well,
drop the I Buy Pussy anthem, boo. Listen to this real quick.
that's what it sounds like happened. It sounds like he played it for her, and she was like, "But how many times did you reference that bitch?" Because
But then the other thing is, you got to think about your fans' expectations. As an artist, especially Tyrese ain't a small artist. He may not be Usher. He's not up here. He's not Usher, but he's not a nobody. Tyrese has a reputation. He has a core fan base. His fans are expecting certain things. He got to feed his fans, because how else the bills get paid? It ain't always Fast and Furious. He got
right.
to be able to make music, tour, etc.
I want to make something very clear.
Go
Okay,
ahead, and then we out.
and then we out. I want to make something very clear. I know I let you, take on this topic because you are, you're an artist. But I also want to make the point that I am the king of R&B. And if I got to do it for the music, I will do it for the music. And I stand there on both sides. Now, I also think, like you said, in the same vein of you have to be careful who you choose as a partner. I think that goes on both sides. And I think you need to be able to trust that the person you're with is creating a safe environment for you. If they're not, then, you know, feel free to leave. But
Right.
if they are creating a safe space for you, they're creating a safe environment where you can talk about it, where you can address it, where you already knew the things in the music, so it's not that strange to you, or at the very least, if you didn't know, there was an open and honest conversation following listening to the music. I think that there is a way to handle certain things. I think some people go too far, don't get me wrong. And that's why I asked the questions that I asked, because I think that some people are still in their feelings, probably. We're humans. Sometimes we don't get over, we think we're over something, and then we have a cathartic process like writing music or something like that. And it could bring up things that were living underneath the surface. So,
But sometimes it's not even that though, D. Sometimes you just hear a beat as the artist. I could be not thinking about any exes, but I can hear a beat that makes me feel like, oh, this is the song to talk about an ex. Now I'm gonna just think about it. All right, what can I say about an ex?
And I understand that. And I'm not negating
Whether
that.
that's I still love you, whether that's I want to be with you, or whether it's yo fuck that bitch.
I'm not negating that. I'm saying I think both of those things exist. I think there
Okay.
are people who probably have those moments where they're still fucked up about what happened. And fucked up to the point where they shouldn't actually be in a relationship with another person. But I think because that's just human nature. Sometimes that's just the way life goes. I don't think that's everybody's situation. I don't think every time an artist makes a song about a past relationship they had, it's because they're pining over that person. Let me make
Yeah.
myself clear. That's not what I think. I
Okay.
I just think that, and what I was trying to say is that you also, as the person on the other side, not the artist, have to know your person just as much as they have to know you. You
Yeah.
have to know them well enough, or at least we hope, because sometimes people find out years later that they really didn't know the person they were with. But let's assume, for argument's
That is
sake,
sadly true.
yeah, let's assume for argument's sake that there are healthy relationships in existence, and that some people can actually exist in that type of world with each other where they're honest and they're open and they have conversations, or at the very least they are secure enough in that relationship that they don't ever have to think that this could be more than just a song. Unfortunately, that's not always the case. That's the only point I'm trying to make. Every relationship is not perfect and every person is not perfect. So,
I mean, no person is perfect.
of course, right. And I should have said that differently, but no person is perfect. And so it could be a number of things. And we don't really know what happened between Tyrese and this woman. And honestly, Tyrese has done and said some things that make me question a lot of what Tyrese says and does today. So we could be having this whole conversation and she could be right as rain.
Or this could be a genius ass rollout
Roll out. I knew you
and
were
they're
going to say
still
it.
together.
I'm
The
surprised that it
fly
took.
ass rollout that we just spent like 30 minutes discussing, and then he come back and say, my new single is Baby Please Come Back. And then says, hey, we back together, y'all. Album dropping on Friday. Celebrate our love with me.
I don't know how you made it through 30 minutes before you said that,
I
because
mean, I
I'm
was just trying
very
to give both
surprised.
sides of the conversation.
No, and I appreciate that, but I just think it's funny because the moment you started to say it, I was like, I know exactly what you're about to say.
Could just be a rollout.
It
I
just
gotta
be a
start thinking
rollout.
about
You're right.
rollouts for my next project. You know what I'm
You
saying?
got to.
Because people got fly rollouts. I gotta
They
start thinking
do.
about some fly rollouts.
They do. Well,
And I
y'all
gotta
let us
start
know
getting the
what
hell out of here.
I know. So y'all let us know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all think Tyrese is full of shit, or not? Or what do you? If you're an artist, let us know what you think. If you're not an artist but you've been with one, let us know what you think. Or maybe neither of those things are true and you just have an opinion. Please put it in the comments and let us know.
Please do.